We start with Everton. They've had a great few days. We brought you the news over the weekend that they signed Alan, and last night they added James Rodriguez for £22 million. We're also expecting Abdoulaye Doucouré to move to Goodison Park in the coming days, maybe even coming hours. We managed to get a word with James once his deal was completed.
Everyone knows that I hadn't featured too much in the first team last year, didn't get too many minutes on the field. But, you know, I'm dying to play. I know that I'm going to get chances to play here, and I can't wait to perform. I'm aware that Everton haven't won major trophies for a few years now, so I want to try and put that right if I can. Hopefully, together with Carlo and the players, that's something that we can achieve. We're all winners, and we want to be able to win stuff and win silverware.
This morning, Mark McAdam said to me and Emma Payton about how impressed he was with James Rodriguez's English. He actually thought that was his accent, which would have been impressive to pick that accent up after a few hours at Goodison Park. Right, OK. Tell you what, though, Mark, how big a deal is this? I mean, James Rodriguez to Everton.
This quite simply could be huge. I've been looking back over Everton signings and I can't find someone who could be classed as a bigger signing in the club's history. I don't think that there is more evident when you look at the club's official Instagram following. Everton have 1.7 million followers. James Rodriguez has 46.1 million. That's 19 million more than Liverpool, 10 million more than Manchester United. Now, I know Instagram followers isn't the gauge for how good or big a player is, but it certainly gives you an indication into his profile within world football and his potential reach. Take a look at this. This is Bogota, and this is to celebrate his arrival at Everton. Number 19 in blue on one of the biggest buildings in the city.
That's pretty cool.
Doesn't that look good, Emma?
That's pretty cool.
Transition that with, of course, where he's moving to, Liverpool, and they've got their very own shot to welcome James Rodriguez to Everton. What about that? I love that when they do things like that into the city. Welcome to the city. And that's absolutely fantastic to see there. Looking brilliant all over the place. You get the feeling this is a big signing for Everton. You get the feeling that this is the kind of marquee signing that the fans and the club were hoping for. When they had this big project to turn Everton into one of those top 6 clubs, this is definitely a marquee signing that will excite the fans and get everyone excited for the brand new campaign.
The only person I know who knows how to get that many Instagram followers who we're going to next, and that is Emma Payton. All right, his career so far, Emma, some have described it as hit and miss. What kind of player are Everton getting?
I think it's hard to say, really, because we actually haven't seen a lot of him recently. We all know the kind of player he can be. Think back to that 2014 World Cup when he burst onto the scenes. And at the time, that summer when he joined Real Madrid, he was the 4th most expensive signing in history. So that just shows you exactly the player he can be. Had a great first season at Real Madrid as well. But since then, just struggled, I suppose, to consistently meet those really high expectations that have been placed upon him. And it's hard to say if he can recapture his best form. Like I said, we haven't seen a lot of him, made just 5 starts in La Liga last season. And look, it's been very well documented. Didn't work for him under Zinedine Zidane at Real Madrid. But look, he's just 29, only just 29 as well, because his birthday was in July. So he's still got time on his hands. And we've spoken about it on the show a fair bit, that he's worked with Carlo Ancelotti a couple of times before at Real Madrid and at Bayern Munich. So look, Ancelotti knows how to get the best out of him. And all the media in Colombia say that they see Ancelotti as a father figure to James. So they very much are looking forward to it. And it's also said over in the media in Colombia as well that not being able to speak German hampered his progress a little bit at Bayern Munich. But look, he's got other Latin American players in the team at Everton now, got the Brazilian trio of Richarlison, Bernard and Alan now as well, so that will certainly help. And look, like Mark said, these signings will definitely be giving Everton fans optimism. You'd expect Everton to improve on that 12th place finish last season, and that was actually their lowest in 16 years. So I'm sure they will finish further up the table with these signings, no doubt.
Well, Everton, the subject of sign, call, sell later on in this hour. Loads have been getting in touch, and from what I can gather so far, Emma, this looks like with these signings coming in, some are going to have to go out.
You'd expect so. At the moment, in terms of these recent signings, it seems like all eyes are on Gylfi Sigurdsson. He is, of course, the club record signing. So he might be at a bit of a crossroads. The Athletic at the moment reporting that DC United's over in MLS are interested in signing him. And you look, Everton have options now when it comes to attacking creative midfielders, and this really a luxury that they didn't have when Carlo Ancelotti arrived. Just 44 goals in the Premier League last season, that their lowest total since the 04-05 season. And look, we've heard quite a bit from Alan Myers, a man very much in the know at Everton, and he says that Carlo Ancelotti likes Sigurdsson. He's been playing out of position, playing deeper, which hasn't really been ideal for him, but played in the right role at the right time, and he can still add that sparkle and become a much more, I suppose, valuable player to Everton.
We were saying all week, Mark, that 3 players were close to signing. Alan, he has joined. James Rodriguez has joined. So what's the latest on Abdoulaye Doucouré?
We understand this deal is being close to agreed and could be completed in the coming days, maybe even today. Wouldn't it be nice if it happened whilst we were on air? Everton have got a player that is 27 years old, potentially. He played 37 out of 38 Watford games last season in the Premier League, so he has good experience in the top flight, and this could be seen as another solid piece of business for Carlo Ancelotti.